What's going on, everybody? Ryan the Mighty Quinn here on the Cornerman _ MMA. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Comment below. Today's topic, pretty hot take. Uh, Jake Paul has called out Paddy Pimblett for a sparring session. Now, let's backtrack as to where this started. Uh, Paddy Pimblett, like many of us, accused the Jake Paul Anderson Silva fight of being fixed. He wasn't alone on that. I kind of felt in a very similar notion. I've gotten in arguments with other people in and out of the sport about it. At the very least, Anderson was careless. We'll put it that way, as far as he treated it like a sparring session. Now, um, it seems that of all the people that have said this about the fight, that Jake has gone after Paddy for a sparring session. Now, well, to prove his hands or whatever. He challenged him for he's going to fly him personal jet to Puerto Rico, and whoever wins the sparring session, 5 3-minute rounds, sorry, will he'll if he could beat him in 5 3-minute rounds, then Jake would give Paddy $1 million. Now, how they determine that, who knows? Now, the first question is, why did Jake go after Paddy? Of all the people that have said that, both professionals, in and out boxing, MMA analysts, why did he go after Paddy Pimblett? I think that there is a specific reason. First of all, I give Jake a lot of credit. He's very smart. This adds a new wrinkle to the battle between Jake Paul and the UFC. Now, that they don't even realize. Now, obviously, a lot of these fighters can't fight. They're under contract with the UFC unless they do the Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather mega deal. But clearly, they don't see the money in that. The last fight shows that the money is not in that to be had. So these contracted fighters can't fight a professional fight or an exhibition with Jake Paul. So a sparring session is not only the next best thing, you might even be able to make more money with it, especially with the way Jake's social media presence. Just put these things on his. You can put it anywhere. You can put it on TikTok, YouTube, put it on tidbits, reels on Facebook and Instagram. So this might end up generating a lot more power. A lot more people are going to look this up than bought the Anderson Silva fight. I'll tell you that much. So now, going forward with this, he can call out to train with whoever he wants in the UFC under contract, because there's nothing saying that you can't train with X person. They might implement that later. The UFC's done a few moves in the past to people, so that might be coming later. But as of right now, Jake Paul could train and spar with whoever he wants. The UFC fighters could train and spar with whoever they want. UFC can't do anything about it. So Dana White is he's almost losing this battle back and forth with Jake Paul. So that's one reason. And Paddy's one of the bigger names right now, the up and coming names in the UFC for Jake Paul to go against. That's the first reason why he's targeted. Secondly, Paddy's hands aren't amazing. He has very unorthodox striking, very funky striking. He doesn't have clean boxing. As similar, better than Ben Askren, but similar to the aspect where he doesn't have the striking. Upgrade from Ben Askren, plus he's probably in a little bit better shape, but we'll get back to that in a second. So you're now taking another mixed martial artist and you're putting him in the boxing world where you might have the advantage a little bit. So that's another reason why he would go after a Paddy Pimblett. I know Paddy obviously works his hands. Actually, I love the way Paddy knocked down his last fight, where he had him in that darce and then threw the knee. But obviously, you don't do that in boxing. Boxing is very controlled. As far as fighting and combat sports is controlled, boxing is a very controlled environment. So that's why he went after somebody like Paddy. Also, and it's funny also because a lot of these fighters he's being accused of on their way down who he's fighting. Paddy's on his way up and not at his apex yet. So he's going to get him, similar to why everyone said Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo when he did. He needed to get him before he reached his apex. And that's why he's getting Paddy now, I think. So very calculative. Jake's a very good marketing businessman. Secondly, third, really, why he targeted Paddy. It is no secret that Paddy Pimblett does not stay in great shape outside of camp. So this would be a short notice fight, so to speak. Paddy gets big. Paddy got to get that weight off. Paddy's not going to move like Paddy moves at 155 pounds or when he weighs in at 155 pounds. If he's weighing 200 pounds now and he's full of the salt in the water. So that's another reason why I think Jake went after Paddy. It's because he knows he's definitely not going to see the best Paddy Pimblett in a sparring session. First of all, nobody's ever really, you know, 100%. You're not supposed to be 100% in a sparring session. I'm sure there's going to be some juice flying with this one. But he knows that Paddy is not going to be in shape, even for sparring sense. For 15 minutes, for 3-minute rounds, Paddy's not going to be in that kind of shape to throw hands, especially someone who more or less favors the grappling. So I think that's another reason why Jake went after Paddy, is because he knows he's going to get someone who's not reached their prime, somebody who's not a class striker, and somebody who's definitely not in shape, somebody who's fat and happy right now. You know, he's going after somebody who's going to be pretty winded after probably the third 3-minute round. But he's also going after somebody who's signed with the UFC currently and is rising in the rankings. So, you know, this sparring session, however they do it, all in favor of Jake Paul. That is for sure. That's the way it looks. Unless Paddy's got something up his sleeve. You know, he's still a fighter at the end of the day. You know, Paddy's, you know, he could be working. I guess he's at the Apex right now. He said training. So he could be doing something right now. He could be in some kind of shape. Paddy did counter, speaking of being at the Apex. He said, I'll do it. You got to come to the Apex and we'll train here. Maybe the UFC wants to keep it somewhat controlled. Who knows? But you know what? I'm with that too. Paddy's already in the States. He already came X amount, you know, Puerto Rico's a much closer fight than London. So Jake's the one with all the money. Come on, Jake, go to Las Vegas. You know, I think that's the way to do it. I think that you're good with that. You know, now it's the Apex. Will they allow cameras in there? Who knows? You know, who knows? So that's something that, you know, this is where things get very interesting with this sparring session or these sparring sessions going forward. Jake might have a series of sparring sessions on his YouTube channel, which is brilliant. This social media is crazy. You know, it just adds so many wrinkles to something like this. So this would be the first of that, I think. If they're in Puerto Rico, it's no problem. Get any cameras you want on it. If they're at the UFC Apex, you know, I believe it says actually there's signs there, no filming training. Actually, it does. There's signs that say no filming training. So there's still some laws and contracts to be figured out there. But anyway, that's what I got, guys. Let me know what you think. Hopefully something comes of this. This is a pretty interesting little gossip story from mixed martial arts. I'll talk to you later. Bye.